like, why doesn't it doesn't place? It doesn't actually place. That's crazy. Why would it do that? Alright, I have no idea what's going on. So now we fill this in. I mean, like, that just means that it's more annoying to do these diagonal bits. If you start putting on that side, you can't put it on any other side. Look at that. That doesn't work, doesn't work. Only if you... That doesn't work for anything. What? What? I'm holding the mouse down. You can do it one way, you can't put it on the one next to it. Who thought this was a good idea? I don't understand. Like, who designed this? I don't know. So if you're dragging long straight lines, it's efficient. If you're doing anything other than long straight lines, it's not efficient. That is so interesting. It allows you to draw lines more consistently, but you can't freeform. In fact, if I do this, nothing happens. If I do a line, I can do a line. You can't do curves. You can't even do horizontal. Wow, but you can do vertical lines. Okay then. I don't even know if that's intentional. Cause it doesn't seem very good. This game has a vertical bias. It's biased against horizontals. Alright, so we're punching back this way, right? How far did I get? The thing about the drawbridges and the bridges that like rise up to allow sailing ships to pass, it's curious that that's easier to have a bridge that moves than to just have a really tall bridge. Like the mechanical action of it, like rising up and down or tilting up and down, is supposedly, presumably it's easier than having just a taller bridge that doesn't move. Because if it's easier for a taller bridge that doesn't move, then they would have done that instead, right? Or you'd think they would. I wonder why that is, because look, if you have a bridge that can raise up and down, no, I guess it's not, because I was thinking if you could raise the bridge up and down, then you have a bridge that's strong enough at this level and also strong enough at that level. But it's not true, because at this level you have vehicles on it, and at that level it doesn't, right? You clear the cars off and you raise it up. So the structure at the lower level is strong enough to hold the bridge deck as well as the cars that are on it. Whereas when it's raised up, it only has the bridge deck, and it doesn't have to be strong enough to also hold the cars that are on it. So I guess structurally that is easier, because if you have a bridge like that's tall and it doesn't move, then the entire bridge has to be strong enough to hold up the bridge deck and the cars. Whereas here, like only the lower part has to hold up the cars, and the upper part only has to hold the bridge deck. Which makes it easier, I think. Just thinking about this, the physics in my head. Alright, now we're to here, and oops, that needs to be filled in there. Alright, and then the middle bits. And I guess the building technology makes a difference too. Because the oldest bridges would be the stone arch bridges. And then there'd be like this wooden bridge. There's wood, there's stone, and then later on there's steel. Steel is when the materials became strong enough for you to be able to move the bridge up and down like that, or like that, and for it not to like just snap in half like a dry spaghetti. So steel made it strong enough for bridges to tilt up and down or lift up and down. But then suspension bridges, when they invented that, like the steel cables, that allowed them to build bridges that were much longer and also much taller than like the tensile bridges were longer and taller than the compression bridges, which were the old stone bridges. So like the Golden Gate Bridge is the classic suspension bridge, the one in San Francisco. And then you can have a bridge that's both tall enough for ships to pass through underneath and strong enough to just hold cars along the whole length of it. And now there's reinforced concrete, which is even stronger. And you just have like, you basically have highways above the ocean now, just long strands of reinforced concrete standing on pylons in the ocean. Until you get to the point where you need the ships to pass underneath, and then you lift it up a little bit. Let's see, the one in Hong Kong, between Hong Kong and Macau, the middle span, actually there's two middle spans. One middle span is a steel arch, I believe, And then the other span is underwater tunnels. So one is for slightly big ships, and then the other one is for much bigger ships. So the glowstone needs to be 1 bag. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then down to this level. And then forward. Let me go to the other side. And sort this out. The cicada is really loud now. I can hear it quite loud. Let's see. The glowstone needs to be at that level, right? Right. I put the glowstone in the wrong place. Alright, 1, 2, and 3, and then there, and then we punch through to the other side. Wait a minute. Did I? No, that's right. Why did I confuse myself a little bit? Okay, to there, and then the next one. Just gonna figure out what level to dig down to. So down to that level. Is that right? Yes. Okay, and then we punch straight through at this height. Not that one. So the next bit, let me also do the next bit. So we're looking at that to there. Oops, wrong one, my bad. That to there. down to there. And then down to there. And then straight across. So 2 and 3. Down to that level. 2, 3. To there. Great. We're slowly making progress. We can see on the minimap that we are steadily moving forward. And once we get to the ocean, it'll be a bit easier. Maybe we should have airlocks in the tunnel underwater. Maybe anyway, getting ahead of myself. So across and up and then down again. So interesting. So up to there. That chicken doesn't even know what's gonna happen. You should not be there. No, don't. What are you? Don't do that. That is not what you're supposed to be doing. Chicken. Alright, so we stopped there. We get to this side. 1, 2, 3, that's right. To there and there and there. Chicken. Don't walk in front of me when I'm punching.